looking at the methodology that is employed by the PKTT, my personal view will be for the SAPS to make use of the opportunity to change their policing model when it comes to investigations, and use the task team model as a transition phase to the correct and proper methodology of investigating. Our current investigation is very much outdated. It was during the time when we did not have more of organized crime like we have nowadays. So my personal view is we have been recommending that, I think even on the information note that evidence leader directed me or referred us to, one of the recommendations is that the methodology employed by the political killings task team be adopted by all environments that are doing organized crime investigation. The difference between the unit and the task team, I think I'm still going to address that somewhere down the line on my affidavit. The methodology and the setup is totally different. We have few investigating officers, but more experts that are serving as that are providing investigative aids of nowadays to a detective who is only armed with the training as to how to obtain the statement from a witness. Then my personal view is still that if SAPS can make use of this opportunity and use this model that is, according to us, tried and tested, that has been successful in dealing with any type of organized crime, to use it as a transition and then towards the both the accounting officers that has been in the office during the times of PKTT are of the same view. The previous National Commissioner, during the last briefing of the National Steering Committee by the PKTT, gave the PKTT a name of being pioneers of modern policing, modern investigation, and directed that that recommendation be implemented, but then it was not. So even the current accounting officer, as and when there is a problem that needs to be attended to, he knows that there is only one place to run to, but the PKTT, because of the model. So I'll remain convinced that instead of disbanding, at least use it as a transition to make sure that this type of investigation then is spread throughout the country, which is not in line with the argument that has been tabled in this commission, in this committee, and everywhere, that the transition must be to the murder and robbery unit. Those are two different scenarios, something that you cannot compare, as I've indicated. A murder and robbery unit, you need 20 detectives. That's all. But a task team format, we need 2 detectives and 18 specialists. So we need to form such types of units instead of sticking to the old types of units of putting detectives together with the same skill, same understanding, and which makes it impossible for them to deal with nowadays organized crime.
Thank you, General. But just lastly, and maybe you, General, will deal with this when we come to recommendations and lessons learned from the PKTT to take forward. But just briefly give an indication, are there practical steps to do what General Khumalo is proposing in relation to taking the lessons learned from the PKTT and implementing it? Is there something in place that suggests currently that there are steps being taken not to lose the value that the PKTT is currently adding to SAPS?
Thank you, Honorable Chair, honorable members. It's very possible. It needs a will from all arms of the state. I'll make a practical example of capacity that is already there. In terms of not losing evidence, the PKTT is having their own crime scene experts that will go to the crime scene at any time of the day or night and collect evidence. Looking at the capacity that we have countrywide, we can have that capacity spread throughout all the police stations for starters, because it's one of the critical investigative aid that is still centralized or secluded. The detective from a particular station has to wait for 6 to 7 hours for someone from crime scene management to attend the crime scene. And then also we have a lot of call data analysts that are trained, but they are centralized at provincial or unit levels. So if there is a will, it's something that can happen. That is very possible that we spread this methodology employed by the team throughout the country, but focusing maybe for starters at our 4 most troublesome provinces.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, General Khumalo. I'm sorry, General Khumalo, I may have missed your direct answer to what the advocate was asking you. Is it happening? Because you seem to be speaking, something that's future orientated, a bit theoretical. Is it currently happening now? Because at the crux of this issue was that the task team should not be there forever. So the transition that you're speaking about and how it spreads to the rest of the country, is it work that the SAPS is doing now? Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Honorable Member. One can say it's, I don't want to say it's happening, but there are plans that are towards that. The last directive we got that we need to establish one in Gauteng, and then and also move towards this part of the country in Cape Town. So there are plans of doing that.
Yes, let's proceed, Advocate White.
Okay. Thank you, Chair.
Bangazitha.
General Khumalo, I'd like to move on to the next topic, if we may, which deals with the infiltration that you've mentioned in SAPS, and this is dealt with in paragraph 80 to 91 of your statement. It deals with the infiltration and influence of organized crime in the criminal and justice system.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, honorable members.
General, before you maybe go into it, as you take us through what you've written in your statement on that, may I just ask you to just briefly give us the significant features or the characteristics of syndicates as you describe in your statement and the modus operandi, and just in brief so that members can sort of have a sense of how the syndicates operate.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, honorable members. That is the main reason why I maybe propose that we include this part in my affidavit, where we are looking at the context of organized crime, explaining, because it will assist us when we get to the part of events that are related to the disbandment. One felt that maybe we need to touch on some of the most important features so as we can apply them when we get to our practical example of the disbandment of the PKTT. This will entail touching in brief as to how organized crime syndicates operate under general, but I'll be touching on the issues that will help us understand the events leading to the 31st of December. The first fact is, as I've indicated, it's a reality that as South Africa, we are now experiencing more and more of evolving challenges around organized crime with our syndicates then that are spanning across provinces and most worrisome also across the world with the international networking. Then the first part, it's the membership or characteristics of crime syndicate membership. There are critical characteristics that you find that they are common to the dedicated individuals involved in organized crime. Firstly, you must be a habitual criminal. You grow up starting from housebreaking, graduating to other serious crimes. But what is most importantly is you must show that you have been able to not to be punished for more than 50% of your criminality as you grow up within the ranks. Then the next topic to summarize talks to the entry requirements and progression. I've spoken to the established history of criminality and multiple arrests, the criminal cases, long list. And then in most cases, you do the profile of those professional criminals. Most of those charges are withdrawn. That shows then that you have mastered the art of being able to bypass the whole of criminal justice chain, starting from the police to prosecution, then sometimes even to judiciary. We have seen sentences that are not making sense at all. So in short, for you to be part, you must have, like in a normal employment, a proven track record of being a habitual criminal. You must be an asset. It's either you bring along the local branch commander or you bring along the local district commander, you bring along, but you have to bring along a person who is at the position of influence, a local prosecutor, a local magistrate, whoever that you grew up working with will be an asset within the syndicate. Another entry requirement nowadays that we see in all the syndicates and cartels that we are working on, it's tenderpreneurship, which is becoming a prominent feature where members own multiple of companies registered both within and outside the borders of our country. These business links make it easier for the commodities that the cartel or syndicate are dealing with, also to be able to move across the globe. And also the tenderpreneurship allows for quick money laundering and also the procurement of government contracts illegally. It makes it easier also to do the money laundering. But the most important one that is very prominent in most of our syndicates and cartels in the country is the facilitation for the resources of crimes, more especially firearms, through the registration of private security companies, which then is an easiest route for you to get as much firearms as possible that are, we are always asking ourselves this question as to where are these firearms that are used in all these organized hits and CITs and all violent crimes coming from. Most of them are coming from that route because you go there to a particular company for compliance inspection, you'll find that 6 of the firearms that were procured last month are reported missing 2 hours before you come in. So they are not missing, but it's because they cannot then be subjected to ballistic analysis because they will be linked with those cases that you are investigating. And also the borrowing, unlawful borrowing and interchanging of those resources, it's something that happens. I'm touching on this because it's something that we can practically see, most of us in our communities where the syndicates and cartels are operating. Then the next one that I felt I need to touch on is the international reach and dual citizenship. I'm touching on those that will become relevant when I get to the actual events as they happened. It's one of the requirements of holding more than one citizenship in more than one country. That also allows the flexibility of movement, either of as a person or then of the commodity.